dog, my teammate. I'm super hyped to have my girl here. Two-time WNBA All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell. What's good with it?
I'm here with my dog, my teammate, and I'm super hyped to have a girl here, two-time WNBA All-Star Kelsey Mitchell. So what's good with it? 7 years, for coaches, and a playoff drought that seemed endless. Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Indiana Fever has been anything but easy, but
Oh, me, I'm a Midwestern girl, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, 513 kid. It's kind of tough to come out of where I come from because it's so small, and so you get what you get. It's kind of a dense city. It's not as like a Miami or like an Atlanta, so you kind of get what you get. And so I grew up hooping through my family. I come from a family dynamic of just sports. My dad was he went to school to play football. So he met my mom at Eastern Kentucky. And that's how I was brought into this world.
Shout out to your parents, though.
Everything changed during the 2024 season, and in a candid interview with teammate Erica Wheeler that has the basketball world buzzing, Mitchell opens up about her roller coaster career and the spark that ignited the Fever's resurgence, from the pain she experienced last season to the highs of being a WNBA All-Star to what she really thinks of Caitlin Clark and the fans. Kelsey is not holding back. So are you ready to hear how one player's arrival transformed not just a team but Mitchell's entire outlook on the game? Let's go imagine being Kelsey Mitchell, the number 2 overall pick in the 2000.
I kind of took it from there, just, utilized what I knew about it. And that's how I knew what my lifestyle was, just through hoop. I had friends through hoop. I just, you kind of gain a lifestyle, and the rest was kind of history.
Yeah,
I look back at it now, I went from Cincinnati and I went up the street to Columbus, to Ohio State University, and I was always a homebody, but I knew I wanted to get out of Cincinnati. That was clear. And once I became a Buckeye, I kind of chose being a Buckeye.
2018 WNBA draft, ready to set the league on fire and lead your team to glory, but instead of championship parades you were hit with a barrage of losses, and that was Kelsey's reality for years with the Indiana Fever, because when Mitchell first arrived in Indiana she was full of promise and potential, and the Fever had high hopes for their new star. But
we both been here for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Y'all done been through the tough years. Well, you really got to grind it out. Tough season.
What, you had 7 years here?
All 7.
All 7, you ain't never been to another
Fever
team.
girl.
7 years, and how many years?
So I was here from 2015 to...
She was my bet.
Hey, wait. Wait.
What?
Don't count my age right now on TV. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? I still look good for my age.
little did they know the challenges that lay ahead. As the seasons rolled by, the wins remained elusive and the Fever missed the playoffs not just once or twice but for 7 straight seasons, with one season being so bad they only managed to win 5 games, and can you imagine the weight of that disappointment? But here is where it gets interesting. Despite the team's struggles, Mitchell's individual talent shone through like a beacon in the darkness, as she was not just good but consistently great, averaging over 16 points per game from 2018 to 2023, and that is not just a hot streak but half a decade of elite scoring. But personal success can only mask team frustration for so long, and Mitchell, ever the competitor, found herself.
The first 3 years, you can kind of sum it up. You ain't got to give me a long story. I was there with you for 2 of them. So kind of give me what that rough patch was like, and then we can kind of skip through and get to where you at.
Questioning her future in Indiana, because the points were piling up and the accolades were coming in, but something was missing. And in her own words, the points were the points and the accolades were the accolades, but it was not enough because team winning team and not individual team. And you can feel the hunger for collective success in those words. Now let's talk about stability or the lack thereof, because imagine trying to build a championship contender when the architect keeps changing. And
my year 1 through 3.5. Well, let me just say this. I went through my 7 years in Indy. I've had 4 head coaches. So that within itself was kind of like, no one really knows what an experience of the black stick at the bottom. Trust me, I've been there. Trust me. So I was, that's really how it started.
that is exactly what Mitchell and the Fever faced with 4 head coaches in 7 years, for different voices, for different systems, and 4 different visions. So how do you find your footing when the ground keeps shifting beneath you? But here is where Kelsey Mitchell's true character shines through, because lesser players might have demanded a trade or let their efforts slip, but not Mitchell, as her work ethic became legendary within the organization.
It was still a rebuild stage. So different coaches got hired. And I think that at that point, we was trying to figure out whether I was keep swimming or if I would sink in the division. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what would happen in my career. I didn't know how it would turn out because the points were the points, the accolades were the accolades, but it wasn't enough.
That team
And-
winning. Team, not individual, team.
And anybody that want to compete and be a winner, you know
It's
what
about
it
team.
And she was often the first player in the gym and the last to leave, and day after day and loss after loss Mitchell kept pushing, kept striving, and kept believing, and as the losses piled up so did Mitchell's determination, as she made a choice that would define her career by deciding to be part of the solution. And it is one thing to stick around when times are good, but Mitchell's loyalty during the tough years, that is rare in 2023, that loyalty finally paid off, because after years of individual excellence overshadowed by team struggles, Kelsey Mitchell received the validation she so richly deserved when she was selected as an All-Star for the first time in her career, and it was a moment of triumph, a recognition not just of her skills but of her perseverance.
Fortunate, and I just think the hand I was dealt was like, you know, I take was, you know, I trusted in the organization in different ways, from like the management and the people that they brought in, and so I just kind of like trusted the wave, and so I look back on trusting that wave now, and now you know, I'm here. I don't know what.
You really started over 4 times though.
I did.
Like you, every time you get a new coach, you kind of really start over because you got to build that relationship with that coach. Although the coach know who you are, they know what the players they have in the locker room. It's a different ball game for sure.
I was in survival mode when I put my back against the wall, and so what everybody see now is just I've always been a fighter. You know, I've always kind of had to compete and find a different way to, you know.
Through years of adversity, but even as she celebrated this personal milestone, Mitchell's focus remained on the team's success, and those words paint a picture of a player who has never taken the easy road and who has fought for every inch of respect she has earned, and the 2024 season saw Mitchell reach new heights as she posted career-best numbers across the board with 19.2 points per game, shooting a blistering 46.8% from the field and 40.
What All-Star was going to look like for me. I never really put it on like, not necessarily, it wasn't a goal. I just knew I needed to train and do what I need to do to keep my name. Like I said, you in defense mode and everything you do at that point. And so when I got the first, and I was like, really? You know, I got a call from the WNBA, you know, you get the call.
Bro, but like you wasn't even hype. You were just like, yeah, I'm going to WNBA. I said, what? I'm like, hold on. I'm in the locker room like, yo. Hey, I'm like, what's your age? I'm like,
man, and it's so crazy. Like, I downplayed it.
No, so bad. I need you to know. Hello,
no.
I need you to know you downplayed it so.
And these were not just good numbers but superstar numbers, as Mitchell was playing the best basketball of her career and the league was starting to take notice. So what really happened during the 2024
back dirty?
Man,
There was never a time
like
where I
that.
did.
hey, that's a good one.
like that.
I always got my back dirty. Hold on, let me put that in my pocket like that. I always got my back dirty. Hold on, poke that. I always got my back
Girl, I've
dirty.
always had to, and you can kind of relate because, you know, you've had to go to different places and, you know, get a spot. For me, it was about keeping my name at least, or my game relevant to, you know, enough to have.
season. And why did it start with devastation? Because as Kelsey Mitchell's star continued to rise, a huge personal loss threatened to extinguish her passion for the game. And how did she find the strength to not only play but dominate in the face of overwhelming grief, as the 2024 season was supposed to be Mitchell's crowning achievement? But just as she was gearing up for what would become a career-defining year, tragedy struck in March when Kelsey lost her father, a man she described as her OG and her best friend. And this was not just the loss of a parent but the loss of her biggest supporter, her harshest critic, and the person who had instilled in her a deep love for basketball. And suddenly the game that had always been her refuge felt impossibly difficult.
It's been a difficult year for me from a standpoint of like personal. You know, I lost my dad 5 or 6 months ago, so that was tough. And I look back on my year now, Dub, and I'm just so grateful to be here again because I never thought, you know, for one, to be doing it without a parent.
Yeah.
I think anybody that come from a 2-parent home or know what that's like, or just, you know, lovable parents in general.
Right.
And, you know, when I lost that, I didn't know what was going to happen.
As Mitchell found herself at a crossroads, questioning everything she had worked for, and in a heart-wrenching confession she revealed that she seriously considered stepping away from basketball entirely because the weight of her grief was so overwhelming. But here is where Mitchell's story takes an unexpected turn, because in her darkest moment she found an unexpected lifeline in her teammates, as the Fever locker room rallied around their star player, creating a support system that would prove crucial in the months to come. And at the center of it all was none other than rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. And while you might think, how could a rookie have such an impact on a veteran player, that is the beauty of team sports.
I miss my dad so much now because he was the only person that reminded me what that worth was like. And so he was aggressive and hard on me, but it came in a position of now I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't want nobody because when I needed saving, nobody saved me.
Because Clark's arrival seemed to inject new energy into the entire Fever organization, and Mitchell was no exception, as she found herself drawn to Clark's infectious enthusiasm and unwavering support, and this sisterhood became her anchor, giving her the strength to step back onto the court and face her grief head-on. But Mitchell's journey back to basketball was not just about finding support from her teammates, as she also made the courageous decision to seek professional help by diving head.
Do certain things, it hit home, a part of your heart's, broken, and you look back on it, some of the hours that I put in the gym, I couldn't even calculate them because I felt so much pain and trauma. Like, I felt so much pain. Like, I felt so much like, I worried about my mom. I worried about how she feel now that she didn't have a significant other. I worried about my siblings. My brother was overseas. My sister was trying to figure out life outside of her 9-to-5 job, what she wanted to do, and she had got into coaching and relied on my dad for some stuff. And so we all had a piece ripped from us, and we didn't.
First into therapy, and this commitment to her mental health became a crucial part of her healing process, allowing her to process her grief while rediscovering her love for the game. And as the season progressed, something remarkable began to happen, because Mitchell's play on the court took on a new dimension, as if she was channeling all of her emotion and all of her pain into every shot, every drive, and every defensive stop, and basketball became both an escape from her grief and a way to honor her father's memory. And the results were nothing short of spectacular, as Mitchell's already impressive game reached new heights with those career best numbers. But more than that, she was playing with a fire and determination that was impossible to ignore, because every time she stepped onto the court it felt like she was making a statement not just to the league but to herself. And looking,
I look at our lockers and stuff every day, I just be like, dang, I'm here today.
Well,
so I be grateful,
man. Listen, I'm in there with you, and I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job. You show up and do your job every day. Sometimes I gotta get in. But that comes with the territory, you know what I mean?
Who would I be if I didn't Yankee Dubs change?
Hey, but I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job.
I appreciate you, gang.
Back on the season, Mitchell's gratitude is palpable, as this was not just about personal achievement but about finding meaning in the struggle and emerging stronger on the other side.
Like I had a village when life had hit, because my dad was a big piece of like a lot of stuff in the city, and so it affected people in different ways.
So what made Kelsey re-sign with the Fever, and what does she really think of Clark and the fans? Because picture this, a rookie sensation arrives in Indiana and the basketball world holds its breath as Caitlin Clark, the most celebrated prospect in WNBA history, joins the Fever. But what about Kelsey Mitchell, the 7-year veteran who has been the face of the franchise? And would Clark's arrival overshadow Mitchell's hard-earned stardom? And while there were some initial growing pains at the
I got therapy. Therapy was ice on the cake. I got with the Pacers facility, St. Vincent, the Fever. Before the season I got started, and I took therapy really serious. Shout out to the doc, man. He was the dopest because, it's nothing like laying your problems on people and shit. They don't judge you.
Hey,
for real. You just lay it on them, and it just kind of helped me. I did it day by day, and I got into scripture, and God Himself was the main thing though. Like, the more and more I got closer to the word and the purpose, everything got easier.
Things looked up after the All-Star break, because instead of tension we witnessed something truly special, as Mitchell and Clark did not just coexist but thrive together. And are you ready for this? Both players averaged an identical 19.2 points per game in the 2024 season. Talk about a dynamic duo. But that is not all, as Mitchell's game reached new heights alongside Clark, because the rookie's incredible court vision created scoring opportunities Mitchell had never seen before, and suddenly defenses could not key in on Mitchell alone, and the space to operate was a revelation. So let's talk about the Clark effect, because her energy was contagious and her competitiveness off the charts, and for Mitchell it was like a shot of adrenaline straight to her basketball soul, as after years of struggling through losing seasons, Mitchell found herself reinvigorated by Clark's presence.
The stick at the bottom of the barrel is kind of like, you was fighting for it, defending whatever, legacy you got left, and trying to figure it out how to be where we at now. And so, I think we got a chance to do something.
And the numbers do not lie, as Mitchell's shooting percentages went through the roof with career best efficiency from the field and beyond the arc. But more importantly, wins started piling up, and the Fever doubled their win total from the previous year, ending a painful playoff drought. And for the first time in her WNBA career, Mitchell tasted postseason action. And here is where it gets really good, because Mitchell earned her second straight All-Star nod in 2024, this time with a new backcourt.
Everybody watching Indy. Everybody trying to see what's
Are we
going on.
America's team? Dallas Cowboys, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like,
might be,
Might be.
I'm joking. Dak Prescott.
No, seriously.
Just don't fall off like the Cowboys.
We in it right now where like I tell everybody, I say I feel like Indiana is the new Hollywood. Everybody wants to sit courtside. Everybody wants to get to the games to see.
Partner by her side, and Caitlin Clark was not just a teammate but became a catalyst for Mitchell's continued growth as a player. But what does Mitchell really think about Clark and the whirlwind of attention she brings? Because in her own words, Mitchell said that Indiana has been her second home since she went pro, and she met one of the greatest people in the world in Caitlin Clark, who just ran the basketball world, and she believes together they hope to make fans proud, and that is not just.
When I look back to where I've never been a part of a playoff, so I don't know what that's gonna look like for me personally, but I think everything that I've been through in my life, I gotta treat it like it's basketball.
Yeah.
I gotta, take it on like I would anything else, any other game. And I think right now is the time that you can't get caught lacking. You can't get lulled to sleep. It's the easiest time. And I'm, just trying to stay focused on what's right. You know how I go, keep the main thing. But I feel confident about what we could do. I do. I feel like we got a chance to do something special if we, do right by it, obviously,
But genuine admiration and excitement for their partnership, as the synergy between Mitchell and Clark was evident on the court time and time again, with Mitchell finding herself on the receiving end of Clark's pinpoint passes leading to record-breaking plays throughout the season. And it was not just about individual stats but about elevating the entire team. And what about the fans? Mitchell said that Caitlin Clark fans were different, very passionate, and they would ride or die and
All-star. How was that? This is your second one?
Back
Yeah.
to back. Talk to
Second
me.
one.
Wait. Back to back. Talk to him. Come on, man.
wow.
No, seriously though, when it's back to back, that just prove people like y'all should have never been overlooked at me anyways. You know what I mean? It's back to back, and like even now, like the numbers is up even more. Like the
That's consistent.
efficiency is out this world. From like your previous years, from last year, I think you are at like a 7 or a 10% jump. That ain't them small numbers, but them big numbers in basketball, bro.
Big number.
literally go anywhere she goes, and Mitchell's resurgence was not just a personal triumph but played a crucial role in the Fever's remarkable turnaround. Because for the first time since 2016, Indiana found itself back in the playoffs and the drought was over with Mitchell at the center of it all, and the Fever's front office recognized Mitchell's importance to this new era when it came time to re-sign their veteran leader. As Indiana Fever president Kelly Krauskopf said that Kelsey has been a
Conversation, you gotta be willing to give up something to get what you want. And it's like that you gotta do what you gotta do, kind of like that effect, like you gotta have it. And I think that secondly, you gotta shut up and work.
Oh, what you saying?
Shut up and work.
Wait. Where that camera at? You that one on you? Go ahead, say it right there. Camera right there.
Shut up and work.
Hey, Kelsey said, shut up.
foundation of their franchise for many years, and they are thrilled to see her return to the Fever, and it is clear that Mitchell is not just part of the team's past but integral to its future.
The trajectory has changed. The world is watching us, and of course, we got to shout out Caitlin Clark. She has a big part of that, of why the world is watching us. We gonna give her flowers. She is who she is.
Got to.
That's a motherfucker. We gonna just put it out in the air.
That's funny.
But seriously, that's my teammate. That's a motherfucker. But listen,
What we are seeing in Indiana is reminiscent of other successful veteran-rookie partnerships in WNBA history, because Mitchell's
Pressure, no pressure. I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Indiana has been my second home since I went pro, so this is the only city I know. And so to see you guys open your arms up to me, I kind of remember every employee I run into. Whether you're a janitor, camera person, I like to be that person. And so that was a big part of me coming back, because I got a chance to meet really great people. Then I met one of the greatest people in the world, Caitlin Clark, who's like just ran the basketball world. So I think together we hope to make you guys proud. We hope to make you guys feel like you're a part of our success and our journey. And I'm here. Let's do this.
experience combined with Clark's transcendent talent has created a backcourt that is already turning heads across the league. So what is next for Kelsey Mitchell and the Indiana Fever, as the 2024 season feels like it might just be the beginning of something truly special? And with Clark's arrival igniting a new fire in Mitchell's game, the sky is the limit for this.
Experiencing it, I love Caitlin Clark fans, but Caitlin Clark fans are different. They see square shots in the game,
different.
they are very passionate people, and like they gonna ride or die. Like,
Listen, Caitlin Clark
and
is
I'm
a
happy
god
on
to
the
her
right.
friends. She does no wrong. Do
I
not
love
play.
C-square
Do
friends.
not play with her friends.
Let's just say C-square, I'm happy on the right end of it.
We on the right end of the
Oh,
stick,
man,
baby, because
I
they
hate to be.
Listen,
Oh, man, because I just.
they love us right now.
I
But if we
hope
go
they
right
always-
left, it's over for us.
Caitlin Clark friends, I love you back. I promise. Please don't.
Yeah.
Like her fan, but
And what about the fans?
they'll go anywhere she goes.
Oh,
They gonna travel.
She
boy.
gonna go to
They
the
gonna
desert?
travel.
And
Right there.
right
I
there
just
with
think
her.
like it's super dope though, because it's like they would literally go anywhere she go, and so she's built that kind of platform. I'm like, damn, that's lit. But like when we talking about Travis Kelsey on TV, but they talking about Taylor Swift as well, and her fans go crazy.
Dynamic duo, and Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Indiana Fever is about to enter a whole new chapter, because can you believe it, she just signed a one-year Supermax deal worth $250,000 for the 2025 season, and that is right folks, the Fever are keeping their star and Mitchell could not be.
First of all, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing Kelsey how important she is for the Indiana Fever.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so everything about Kelsey Mitchell is core, right? Core values, her core basketball, everything about her is what we're about. And so there was no way she was going anywhere else but the Indiana Fever. So this is a great day for our franchise. It starts with her. Her legacy continues in an Indiana jersey, and we're off to the.
And Mitchell could not be more pumped, and here is the best part, Mitchell is not just staying for the paycheck because she is thrilled about.
I'm a Fever girl again. I'm a Fever girl. I'm excited. Kind of missed this court. Yeah, I'm a Fever girl again. A lot of went into this decision based on what I needed for myself and for obviously for my family, my friends. And Indy is a second home, so I thought I'd give this thing.
Being a Fever girl again and ready to bring another championship to Indy. So are you feeling the electricity, as the Indiana Fever made some serious moves this offseason that turns them into championship.
Figure out where this program's going, what we're trying to accomplish, and based on the way in which I like to see myself playing. I could do that with people like Caitlin, people like AB, people like Liz. The list goes on with Lexi Hall, Grace Berger. So I'm excited about the group we have. And I get to play alongside some really great people. So here's the Indiana Fever.
Contenders in 2025, and how high can they soar, only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the future in Indiana is looking brighter than ever, so. Are you ready for what is coming next?